into the shade Butter, which is that shade right there. I do have a little card, by the way. Your palette doesn't have the shades underneath the names, but they do send you a little card with every single shade and the name on them. I will say, if I had one thing that I would change, is that the names would be printed right underneath the shadows. There's absolutely nothing else I would change about this palette. I would do that personally, but I'm sure that costs more money. So they did send this little paper, which is nice, and they don't even really necessarily need names underneath them, like for you to be able to use it. It's just like for this kind of purpose and me trying to tell you what shades I'm using, it would be a little bit easier, but other than that, it's not really necessary. So anyways, going in with the shade Butter on a Morphe M441. And I'm just going tighter in that crease. And just building up that color. And I just keep packing it on until I feel that I've reached the desired amount that I want for this. I'm going to be using something a little bit smaller to keep going in the crease, and it's the Morphe E17 brush. Buns, which is this shade right here. And I'm really just making sure that that brush is hitting right in the crease, and I do most of the pigment right in the center, and then I let the excess go out, because this is going to be sort of like a halo. It is going to be a halo. So I'm just packing that color on in the crease mainly and letting the color fade out. I'm going to pick up my M573 again, just add a little bit of those first two colors that I used, just to make sure that everything is blended out. And they were MFEO and Silk Cream. So for this part, I really want to go in with a pop of color, of course, and you know there are some of those in this palette. So I'm going to be going in with Jada and Enchanted, and I just want to mix those together lightly because I am going to go back in with each of the colors and do something different. And I'm going to be putting it on a Morphe M577. It's kind of short and dense, so it'll help me get that color like in those outer corners, but also like blend it into the crease. Like you can use the back of your hand and kind of like mix the two colors together to kind of get the desired shade. And I'm just doing that in the outer corner. Bringing it into the crease. Just a little bit, just with a very, very light hand. And then over into the inner corner, of course. And I'm really, like, I am swirling the color in, but I'm really just mainly like stippling and like packing that color on where I need it. And then I'm gonna kind of dust the brush off and just go like into the crease a little bit. You can see like it created a darker version of Jada by adding Enchanted. Now I am going to go back into just Jada with a Morphe M506. It is sort of like the last brush I used, but a smaller version of it, and it's a little bit taller. This is going to help me kind of bring Jada out into that crease. You can just keep adding until you get what you want. I want Jada to stand out pretty heavily in that crease because it is a lighter, brighter color. but then deepen up the outer corners with Enchanted. That is why I went in first with the two colors together, so that I feel like I created a base so that they would mix together better and there wouldn't be any harshness. Of my M573, going back in and blending out the line right here just to make sure there's no harshness yet again. And then going back on the other eye and doing what I did to my right eye. My M506 from Morphe, and just going into the shade Enchanted and deepening, darkening, deepening, whatever, those outer and inner corners, and just blending that color up into the crease just barely, because I want the Jada color to stand out the most in the crease because it is the brightest color. This palette is perfect for anyone, any skin tone, any skin color, any eye color. It's perfect for someone who is not experienced. It's perfect for someone who is experienced. I just love everything about it. I think it is a great palette. And the colors are awesome. It's really basically everything you need in an eyeshadow palette. So we'll go back and forth with those colors. If I feel like one color got dusted away, or a little bit of that Jada color or the Enchanted color needs a little bit more of a pop here and there, I will kind of like go back and forth and work between those colors until I reach the desired effect. I also go back in several times with my M573 from Morphe, not adding any more color to it as of right now, because it is picking up a lot of that blue pigment, and I really just want to make sure I've blended everything out. Now for the center of my eye, I am going to be using a Sigma eye shading E55 and picking up that super pretty blue color called Pool Party and putting that right in the center. And I did, like I don't know if I said that, but I did spray the brush with my Morphe Prep and Set, just because I think it makes the pigment even more intense. So I am just picking that up, and then I'm probably just gonna take that same 506 really quick to just blend out the edges, but it really doesn't need a whole lot. Wow, that is so pretty. Okay, same thing for the other eye. I'm just lightly spraying it, just enough to coat it so that it has that duochrome effect. Not that it isn't beautiful without spraying it. I just think it makes a big difference on the halo and the pop in the center of the eye, personally. Okay, with really tiny Morphe M213, very tiny, I am going to spray my little brush, and I'm going to pick up Queen, which is a super gold right there. That's the shade Queen. I'm gonna pick that up on that brush and just right in the center of that Pool Party color. I'm just gonna hit it. And blend it just a little bit. So we're gonna have like a halo in a halo. And I'm just gonna keep building up the gold on top of it because I don't want it to start blending all together. I'm actually, like I am blending it up top, like so there's no line, but I'm actually just patting the color on. As you can see. Again, picking up that color, spraying it, And what you can do to make it a little bit easier for the blend, you can pat all of the color on and then go up and bring the rest of the pigment down, so you really don't have to worry about blending away any of the pool party color. And that part's super simple. Like, you just kind of like build up the gold until you reach how much you want. And I'm gonna pick my M573 up one more time. I'm just gonna hit the shade Silk Cream, just barely, and kind of add it above the line I created, just barely. I am going to go in with a Morphe E36. It's just a small short shader brush. And I am going to go in with MFEO and Butter. And I'm just going to kind of mix those two together and build that up on the lower lash line. And you can smoke this out as heavily as you want to. I want the bottom to be pretty smoky too, because my eye is smoky on top of it. Short shader E20. My package is here! Sorry. I ordered hair extensions. I ordered Bellamy hair extensions for the first time. And I'm freaking out because it was so expensive, but I'm also very excited. Picking up the shade Enchanted on my Sigma short shader E20. I am just buffing that in the lower lash line. Mainly want the darkest part of the pigment to be on the outer corner, and then whatever is left I will kind of fancy over. And I just do that again, build it up until I reach the desired pigment that I want. Okay, so I'm just going in with my lashes, put them down right in the center. Then put the edges down. I am gonna pick up, I bronzed my skin up earlier, but you know, I need a touch more. I'm just going in with my Cheek Parade and just bronzing up the outer parts of my cheek just a little bit more. Just in my forehead and kind of like on my chin and down my neck and everywhere else. Okay, I'm bronzing up my whole freaking face. But anyway, and I'm also just using that same brush and dusting off the bronzer, going in to California and patting on my cheeks just a little bit more. Then picking up my Morphe Y14 highlighting brush. I'm going into the Jaclyn palette and picking up Beam again on that brush. And I mean, look at that. Like, it needs to be a permanent highlighter. Well, I think this eyeshadow palette should be permanent, and I have a feeling it won't be, and that really saddens me, because what if I ever run out, like when I'm 80 and I am like, my life isn't complete anymore because I'm out of the JaclynHill palette. Alright, enough drama for the day. And with the Kylie Dulce K, whatever, lip liner, and just kind of, and with the Charlotte Tilbury KKW, actually it's Kim KW, liquid lip. I think Charlotte Tilbury's liquid lips are awesome. They're not even liquid, they're just lipsticks. I think they're awesome. It is a true nude, and it is definitely a true Kim nude, and I think it is gorgeous. Like I said, I love Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks. They're just so freaking buttery and creamy. Today, so I'm gonna use my trusty Morphe Prep and Set setting spray. This is officially hands down my favorite setting spray of all time. And then I'm gonna do just a little bit on the bottom. I just realized I didn't ever end up doing that. Also, my sweet boy wanted to say hi. This is Marvin. Say hi. Say hi, baby. Say hi. Say hi to everyone. Okay, I'll stop being a freak now. Mwah. Mwah. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.